Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel techtalesbysafar. In this video, I'm going to share the actual core Java interview questions that were asked to me in TCS. This is not a generic list from Google. This is based on my real interview experience. And in this video, I will also tell you what interviewers actually expect from your answer. So let's get started. In Java core, TCS focused on few key areas that were string concepts, OOPS fundamentals, design patterns, multithreading basics, and collection. So if you are preparing for TCS, these are the areas you should definitely focus on. Coming to my first question that was asked during my interview, they asked me to explain the difference between string, StringBuffer, and StringBuilder. So in a simple way, I have explained it, like string is immutable, meaning once created, it cannot be changed. StringBuffer and StringBuilder are mutable. The key difference is StringBuffer is thread safe because it's synchronized, whereas StringBuilder is not thread safe but faster. Coming to my second question they asked me was to explain the difference between equals method, equal operator, and the hashCode method. This is one of the most common and important questions. So I have explained them like equal operator checks reference, where the two objects point to the same memory. Equals method checks content, where the values are equal, and hashCode returns a hash value that is used internally in corrections. So in my interview, they expected me to give a string example, like comparing the literals or along with the new string method. So just be prepared for that. Next question, they asked me to explain the contract between equals and the hashCode method. They went a bit deeper here. They asked me to explain with an example. So the rule is if two objects are equal using the equals method, they must have the same hashCode, but the reverse is not guaranteed. And this is very important for collections like hashMap. Breaking this can cause serious bugs. And I've explained this with a simple example. So you need to always be prepared to explain your answers with a small example. Yes. Coming to the next question, they asked me to explain all the OOPS concepts. I have explained them about encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. I did not just define them. I always give a real world examples for each concept. So next question they asked me on the difference between abstraction and encapsulation. This is where actually they check your depth. Abstraction means hiding implementation details, focusing on what the system does. Encapsulation means wrapping data and protecting it. So I have explained it with a banking system example because currently I'm working for a banking app. So I have used that example. For example, if you go for an ATM to withdraw money, you only see the options like withdraw and deposit and check balance. You don't know how the transaction is being processed internally. That's called abstraction. Now inside the system, your account balance is not directly accessible. It's protected and can only be modified to a method like withdraw or deposit method. That's called encapsulation. So in this way, I've explained the difference between abstraction and encapsulation. So always be prepared to quote an example. Next question, they asked me to explain immutable class and how do you create that class. I explained them immutability is about controlling the object state completely even when fields are mutable. So the basics rules are make the class final, fields private and final, and don't void setters. But this is not enough if your class contains mutable objects like list or date. In that case, you must use defensive copy. That is known as a deep copy. So you need to mention this. Next question they asked me about the Singleton design pattern. This is a very common design pattern question. So Singleton ensures only one instance of a class exists. In interviews, they often expect you to talk about the thread safety as well. So be ready for that question. Next question they asked me to explain builder design pattern. Builder design pattern is used like when objects have many optional fields to avoid multiple overloaded constructor. It makes object creation much cleaner. Next question they asked me on the private resources. Why we use it and how do we use it. So private resources is used to automatically close the resources, like we don't need a finally block. They asked me a follow-up question like how do you use the private resources with a custom class like employee class. So the key point is your class must implement auto-closable or closable. So you define a close method inside your class and Java will automatically call it at the end of the try block. So that's how I've explained it. Next question they asked me on concurrency and multithreading. They asked me difference between threads versus runnable and the executive framework. So I've explained that concepts. Like executive framework is used to manage a thread pool instead of manually creating threads with the help of the thread class or the runnable interfaces. So in real projects, we avoid using thread directly. We use executive frameworks. So that's how I've answered it. So next question they asked me to explain volatile keyword. I have explained it. Volatile keyword is used in the context of multithreading. It ensures visibility, meaning changes made by one thread are visible to others. But remember, it does not guarantee atonicity. Next question they asked me on the difference between ConcurrentHashMap and Synchronized Map. This is the most popular question, so always be prepared for this. Synchronized Map locks the entire map, so only one thread can access it at one time. ConcurrentHashMap allows multiple threads to work on different parts simultaneously. So in real application, ConcurrentHashMap is preferred because it gives better performance. And they asked me a follow-up question like on the implementation of ConcurrentHashMap and Synchronized Map. I've explained that as well. So please be prepared for that. So yes, these were the actual CoreJava interview questions that were asked in my TCS interview. So if you are preparing, I will suggest you don't just memorize answers. Think out loud, use real-world examples, and clearly explain your logic step by step. So in my next video, I'll cover Java 8 and Stream questions that were asked during my TCS technical interview. So if you found this video helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe my channel. Okay guys, thank you for watching. See you in my next video.